Hello everybody, welcome back to From Rhythm to Algorithm. Again, it's Brad once again, and I am being tortured publicly. I have no expectation to sing a single day of my life, so I'm doing as much work as fast as I can to literally document my life, because my rights are violated, it's being perpetrated by the government. There are hundreds of thousands of independent people that have known about it, but there's no morality. Like, that is what we're demonstrating. What everybody around you is doing is what is normal, and everyone has come together to torture me to death. And nobody cares. Nobody gives a shit. So I'm literally just stuffing down as much science because you guys can't open your mouth truly without presenting a logical argument that isn't already sitting on the fucking internet. But will anybody ever acknowledge my work? No. Will they take away my rights, destroy my health, kill my family, kill me? Absolutely. And if they don't literally put a gun to my head and blow my fucking brains out, they will restrict my rights to the point where I have severe health problems, and then just continue to act like I never existed. And so all I'm doing is just trying to have some sort of record of me existing. Because very clearly it's never going to change. So here's more science for all you fucking pieces of shit that have never contributed anything to the world besides your insecurity. And you say please and thank you, you smile and wave, and then you're so pathetic but you still want to compete, so you get all flustered. And then you have a world that's fucking full of shit. So again, this is for historical purposes. If anything that gets censored from my own presentation, it is obstruction of justice at the highest level possible. So if something ticks off something on YouTube, it doesn't matter. People are torturing me to death, and I have to document that. And I have nowhere to put that because our society and our species is fucking disgusting. I have no friends, I have no family, I have nobody that supports anything I do. I've offered $500,000 notarized funds, that's all I have. I live on less than $25,000 of income a year. I've never had genuine net income, ever. All because of crime being perpetrated by our wonderful leaders, Andrew Ginther, the mayor of Columbus where I'm living, our great governor, Michael DeWine, the state governor, and our lovely president, Donald Trump. And so this is what happens when you teach your kids, or not even teach your kids, but you force your kids to compete over fucking nothing. Then you have an entire math subject sitting on the internet with nobody able to open their mouth without stealing my intellectual property, and yet nobody will give me a fucking dime. But that's just how savage and disgusting human beings really are. Like I said, they will smile, they will wave, and they will do that. And then they will compete like pathetic pieces of shit. And then when they lose, they won't even acknowledge it. But moving on. So another thing that I've really seen of all of this logical derivation, because like I said, everybody does this stuff all of the time. I am not producing the answers myself. Society, human beings, our species is producing the diction that basically solves itself. And so a very good example, poignant example of that is if somebody's in a rush, they're under a high pressure situation, maybe it's a law enforcement officer, maybe it is a doctor, and they want to get something done as quickly as possible, but it's a high stress, high pressure situation. And somebody will come up to them and say, slow is smooth, smooth is fast. Right? That's not a diction that I've originally came up with. I've heard it plenty of times out in the wild, so to speak. But what are you really saying when you do that? Right? Because slow isn't fast. Like, that's logically doesn't make any sense. But it's connecting things, right? Slow is smooth, right? So if you're smooth, that word is specific to rhythm. If you go slow, you form a rhythm. If you form rhythm, you become more efficient. So more efficient is fast. Slow is smooth, smooth is fast. And again, like I said, that's not something I came up with, but it encompasses everything that we're doing, right? Slow is not fast, but it connects to another word, which connects to another word, and the fundamental axiom behind it is efficiency, right? To generate something more efficiently, you want to form a rhythm, and the word that represents a rhythm is smooth, right? If you have a laminar flow in water, it's smooth. If you have good dance moves, you're smooth. If you're good with conversation, you're a smooth talker. And so smooth represents rhythm. And so when they go slow is fast, or slow is smooth, smooth is fast, that is nothing short of, a fundamental theorem just directly on rhythm without saying rhythm. So once again, it's awesome. I'm glad I don't get acknowledged for anything I've ever fucking done. I wish I could speak freely. I cannot speak freely about being tortured to death. I can't. And I'm going to sit here with this tension and this pressure until I'm dead. Like, there is no situation in which Brad Boas gets treated like a human being. All I ever did was went out into the world and ask genuine questions and try to be a good person. And I have no fucking friends, no family, no career, no law, no anything. Just a bunch of people that have told me I'm a disgusting animal my entire fucking life. And I agree with you. Just fucking get me out of this world, man. Cereality with a C is existence, and that's where we ended up on this morning's derivation. So now we can just extend that and generalize it. Cereality is not existential, existentiality. Existentiality. Right, so that's when we're doing this iteration with the C and the S sound represented by the different letters. Extensality. Cereality is existentiality. I wrote the same thing twice, but the cereality changed. And so, again, a lot of this iteration with the C and the S, it's kind of hard to keep up with it. And again, I literally drove this stuff in between posting the last video and recording this one, which was like 2 hours. But cereality is extensality. And it'll be written on the board, or written on the screen. Cereality is stensality. Stensality, stencil, right? You're like, what is stensality? It's the general form of a stencil, right? An outline, a stencil outlines. A stencil is a tracer. And so now we can connect cereality, right, our big word Censerality. Because remember, we're just working out all of the logic and linguistics, again, to a level you've never seen before, but you have to do it to be complete. Because remember, if we're in person, I said cereality, you're not going to see any letters, you're not going to see any vowels, you're just going to hear the word. And so we're making all of this linguistical differentiation. But the actual fundamental proof will be, or stabilizing theorem will be just directly apparent. But cereality is cereality, right? Cereal, like you go eat food. C-E-R-E-A-L, cereal. Right now you put ality, right? You generalize it. Then you have reality, cereality, cereal. And so cereality is cereality. And remember, reality is it's a prefix and a suffix. It's a form of a solution. What is the difference between cereal, the thing you eat, and a serial number, right? So again, all we're doing is just showing you this progression with these different words, same sounds. Cereality is cereality with an S, S-E-R-I-A-L-I-T-Y. Now remember when we did that reality, all of that's derivation with sensoriality, right? There's the reality right there. Serial, like a serial number. But what is a serial number? Like, what is it doing, right? It's preserving uniqueness. When we're talking about, I've already explained, I don't need to keep renormalizing these proofs. Because next time, if there is a next time and I'm alive to do it, which I hope I'm not because this life is disgusting, I'll just reference my own videos. Like, there's no point for me to just because I'm demonstrating you every step, and but there's no use to it. Because words have meaning, and if you guys would just get out of your arrogant, disgusting way of life and just say words have meaning publicly, everyone would get all this shit. But a serial number is preserving uniqueness. Retaliatory is reciprocal, right? Retaliation is reciprocity. And so equality is retaliatory because it's just justice. It's like if someone gets retaliation, it's really the fundamental motivation is justice. It's equality. Cereality, S-E-R-A-L-I-T-Y, is sorality. Again, just moving all of these syllables, trying to get it into a solvable form. Cereal, feral. Speciality is ferality, or being like a feral cat, something that's not domesticated, is feral. Ferality, however you say it. Speciality is ferality. Sensorality domesticates. Domestic, domain. Domesticality, sensorality. Domestication produces docility. Now again, we're going from ality to ility. What is the difference? Ality is clearly the most general one. Then we go to ility. And again, that ili, that I-L-I, has some sort of reflexive symmetry to it. There's some more fundamental geometrical relations that I do intuitively. But docility pacifies. And going from ality to ility is some sort of complete generality to less general, but still pretty general. Again, I don't know what to say. But sensorality is sensorility. Sensorility is sensorality. Again, with that C-E-N-S-E-R-A-L-I-T-Y. And a lot of this one, if you're just listening, a lot of this will be put on the screen because all of the difference is linguistic, the letters representing the sounds. But the final thing to think about is you very clearly have, right, we've been showing extensively this iteration the C and the S, right? I don't say they're interchangeable, but they kind of get muddled up quite a bit. And then so does the S and the Z, right? Like if I say improvisation, any of that zation, a lot of times people will, it's from England to the United States, or even within the United States, or even within England, or wherever. The S and the Z are another form of, what's exactly going on when it's being iterated. So in the same way we go slow is smooth, smooth is fast, C and S iterate very kind of haphazardly, and S and Z. So what's the relationship of C and Z, right? And then you get like the whole Czech language. I'm trying to have fun with it, but I'm not. Like I said, I'm miserable. I'm beyond miserable. Again, once again, the fact that I have to explain myself and sit here and say, the guy that takes his time to have well thought out lectures doing mathematical derivation nobody else has seen before, has to say, like, I'm a scapegoat. I have been profoundly and extensively tortured my entire life. And believe it or not, the people that are capable of torturing a child and doing it so collectively in a community, those are the same people who can't admit they did that. So it never gets better for me. I'm 32 years of age and I've never slept consistently and I've never eaten properly. I have been tortured continuously my entire life. I am begging for somebody to treat me with some amount of dignity. That day will never fucking come. So enjoy your free shit. Do not swat me. Do not approach me. I do not accept any apologies. I do not even accept acknowledgement. Give me my money and let me disappear. I hate this disgusting fucking world. I'm gonna do a video tomorrow just refreshing everybody of the amount of damages that I'm incurring with my language litigation integration series. So thank you for watching, you disgusting subhuman pieces of shit. I hope somebody finds the morality to treat me like a human being and enforce the law. I have no expectation that it will ever change, and I will be subjected to new and profound abuse every single day that my rights are violated. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.